Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, ready to get into the latest news and rumors around the Baltimore Ravens. And probably right now the top trending story going on around Baltimore is still focused on star quarterback Lamar Jackson. Now, for those of you that do not know, he is entering the last year of his rookie contract, and there's been multiple sources out there indicating that Jackson could be in line for a huge contract extension because, let's face it, he's one of the best young quarterbacks in the entire league. Now, here's the issue. Lamar Jackson won the NFL MVP in 2019. That's not the issue. 2020, he also had a very good year, but not quite as good as his MVP season. And now this year, he definitely took a pretty big step back, coming off an injury-riddled year where the Ravens were at one time 8-3, lost their final games, and now, unfortunately, ended up missing the playoffs. Now, here's what a pretty interesting quote that I saw from Lamar Jackson on some contract talks. We haven't talked about it yet. Man, I got to worry about getting back right now and getting ready for this offseason. Now, that's just type of one of those quotes that you're probably going to get from an NFL type of quarterback because, let's face it, not that he has nothing to do with what type of contract he's going to get, but his main focus should be getting healthy because when Lamar Jackson is fully healthy, there's nobody that's going to come on this show. There's nobody that's going to come on any NFL show and say that he's not one of the best young players in the National Football League. But there's no doubt he is expecting a big type of contract extension, especially because he's going to look earlier this offseason and say, whoa, all right, Josh Allen, he got that type of money. And then just a year ago, Patrick Mahomes, he got that type of money. Heck, even a guy like Deshaun Watson, who didn't even play this year, is making a crap ton of money. So here's my question. Does Lamar Jackson deserve to be a top 3 paid quarterback in the NFL? Type Y for yes or N for no. You know what? I'm actually going to make this the pinned comment on today's show. So every single one of y'all that come across this video on YouTube right now, scroll on down while you're getting hit with that YouTube ad break and type Y for yes and for no. Does Lamar deserve to be a top 3 paid quarterback? Speaking of money, because money talks, and man, I wish there's a day, or I hope there's a day in my life where I make even half of this, right? Now, here are the highest paid quarterbacks per year in the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes making $45 a year. Josh Allen, 43. Dak Prescott of the Cowboys, 40. Deshaun Watson, as I mentioned earlier, 39.0. And then Russell Wilson at 35. Now, in terms of guaranteed dollars, because I personally think that Jackson is going to get a very highly guaranteed contract, just simply because it's the way that contracts work in the NFL. Allen got $150 million guaranteed. Mahomes got $141. Prescott $126. Watson $111. And then Jared Goff, that just makes me laugh out loud, $110. Now, in terms of the question that I asked earlier, does he deserve to be a top 3 highest paid quarterback? I'm not 100% sure, and the only reason why I say that is because I'm somebody that bases it off of what have you done for me lately. The year that I just saw out of Lamar, I get it, tons and tons of injuries, but that's not the type of season that I want to go ahead and pay for, especially if at this current juncture, I don't know if he's going to get back to being 100% healthy. It's the simple truth. Now, will he get it? Probably, because that's the way the NFL goes. If I'm Lamar Jackson's agent, I look at Josh Allen's contract, I look at Patrick Mahomes' contract, Deshaun Watson, Dak Prescott, and usually the way it goes is the next guy to get his contract is the highest paid. Do I think he's going to get the overall massive deal like Patrick Mahomes got? No, I do not. Do I think he gets more of a short-term deal like Josh Allen with some extra million guaranteed in there? Yes, I definitely do. Now, in terms of some of his numbers, back in 2020, 2,757 passing yards, 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions at 73.7 QBR. But what makes Lamar probably the best athlete in all of football, I think that's a fair thing to say, is his ability to be able to run the ball. 1,005 yards, 7 touchdowns. But what really just stands out to me, and, is he ever going to be able to get back to that MVP type level where he breaks Michael Vick's record in terms of most rushing yards in a season, over 1,200. He had 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, over 3,000 yards. Lamar Jackson was dynamic. And then you see these numbers. I'm not really going to concentrate on the yards all that too much simply because of the amount of games that he lost, but it's the touchdowns and it's the interceptions. He has never thrown as many interceptions as he has this year. Again, I can blame the fact that he lost J.K. Dobbins, the fact that he lost his other 2 top running backs. The amount of injuries that Baltimore faced this year, I think, is a real big testament of the struggles that Jackson had. Now, what do you all think about this? Because Chat Sports, we keep you up to date. News, rumors, we're an interactive channel, but this is what sets us apart. it is that interaction. So I am counting on you to go down in the comments and scale this from 1 to 100. 1 being you have no confidence whatsoever. You shouldn't even give him an extra dollar. 100 being, yeah, he deserves to be one of those top 3 highest paid quarterbacks. What is your confidence level in Lamar Jackson getting back to his MVP form? Now, I don't know about y'all. I'm excited for the NFL playoffs. I know, unfortunately, the Baltimore Ravens, they are not in it. I'm still kind of just trying to wrap my mind around their late season collapse. A lot of injuries. But besides that, I love football, and I'm a freaking diehard fan. Now, what I want you guys to do is go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125. That's going to get you 125% deposit bonus. So if you put down $100, you're actually going to be able to go out and get $125 for free. For those of you that don't understand that lingo, imagine buying a pizza. You get an extra pizza for free, and then on top of that, they give you an extra 2 slices. Yeah, I know. I don't know about you. I am freaking hungry right now. Now, in terms of some MVP odds, right now you got Aaron Rodgers at -550 if you want to be able to bet on the MVP for this season. Tom Brady at +450. Joe Burrow at 2,000. Jonathan Taylor at +4,000. I want to know where Cooper Kupp is. That's all I got to say. He deserves to at least be in it. But whether you want to bet on the NFC playoff games, the AFC playoff games, the MVP odds, who are going to be some new head coaches, you can go ahead and do it. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125. Let's talk about some more Ravens news here on today's show. And Bradley Bozeman is one of my favorite players on the Ravens for multiple reasons. He's just tough dude, reminds me of what playing in the AFC North is supposed to be like. Now, he was a 6th-round pick in the 2018 draft. Unfortunately, he is a free agent this offseason, and he's going to be getting a lot of interest from a lot of teams out there. What's really going to be interesting about this free agency, we'll say time, is the amount of one-year contracts that were signed last year because the NFL salary cap went down to $180 million, and now it's supposed to go up to over, like $210 million. So with a lot of teams signing those one-year deals, there is a lot, and I mean a lot of free agents out there. Now, in terms of how did Bozeman look this year, he played in 1,125 snaps, and according to PFF, he had a 73.3 overall grade, which is, slightly above average. Pass blocking grade of 73.8, run blocking grade of 70.8, and then 1 penalty against him. So in terms of consistency, reliability, which reliability and consistency is something that this Baltimore Ravens team needs from offense and defense. Now, he's definitely one of the better interior offensive linemen this season. He is going to get a lot of interest, and if the Baltimore Ravens were smart, let's face it, I know we just talked about Lamar Jackson, I know we just talked about the quarterback, but this team is going to win football games, pounding the football, and then hopefully the defense has a bounce-back type of year because you get some of those guys back. Now, last year, or I guess technically still this year, right? 16 games played, 3 sacks allowed. Here's my question to everyone watching right now. Should the Raiders make re-signing Bozeman a priority? Type S for sign, or I want you to go down in the comments right now, type P for pass. I personally am going to go ahead and type S for sign, but again, maybe you don't care what I have to say. This show is about y'all after all. Now, if you want to make sure that you never miss any news, any rumors, it's going to be a crazy free agency period. There's going to be a lot of trades, even the NFL draft. We're going to be breaking down tons, and I mean tons of videos around everything that you need to know. So if you consider yourself a diehard Ravens fan, I want you to go ahead, hit that sub button. If you can't find the sub button, the link down there below, youtube.com/RavensTV. Put it in your phone, put it in your laptop. Dad, if you're watching, put it in your Kindle. Then that way you can go ahead and find the channel and hit that sub button. Now, as promised, we keep you up to date. And the Ravens 2022 opponents, it has been released. Now, obviously, this is not the schedule. We don't know when they're going to play the certain teams on here, but these are all the opponents. Obviously, you got the Bengals, the Browns, the Steelers. You'll play both of them, one at home, one on the way. Your other home games, the Bills, the Dolphins, Falcons, Carolina Panthers, Denver Broncos, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo. Those are playoff caliber teams. And then your away opponents, the Buccaneers, Jets, Patriots, Saints, Jags, and Giants. So 8 home games, 9 road games. The Buccaneers playoff caliber, Patriots a playoff caliber team. A lot of different new head coaches also you're going to be going up against. So let me know, which non-divisional game are you most excited to watch? I know there's a lot of big-time games in there. I personally would say the Buffalo Bills game would be the one I have circled simply because the Bills game to me is the one where if you're going to talk about everything we just talked about with Lamar Jackson, contract extension, how does Lamar do going up against Josh Allen? That's the reason why that game is the most exciting for me to watch.